Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Source of Information, the only place where you could find out exactly what's coming in the 2026 Medicare. We have a lot of information for you. We're going to discuss it. And unfortunately, I have to be transparent with you guys. The information that I have in front of me right now is only from one plan. I was privy to be invited to this particular health plan to view their benefits. So we're going to talk about this benefit. It happened to be one of the benefits that we accept at the clinic at Alto Health. So we're going to compare this with what's coming out. I'll tell you one thing though. When I sat down with them yesterday, and they went over the right now they have about 4 plans that they're coming out with. With the 4 plans, I was really impressed that the work that they are doing, and I guess I could also mention that since we're going to be transparent, also mention that this show is also sponsored by Solis Health Plan, okay? And so we thank them for supporting us. I think that's the first time we're doing that. We thank them for supporting us and allow us to continue bringing this type of information to you. Not only this type of information, but information regarding Medicare, Medicaid, and food stamp, low-income subsidy. We're going to get into all those subjects today. Because I want to make sure that you guys are well equipped with information that's going to help you make a decision, and a decision about your health, a decision about which type of health plan that you should consider, and why you should consider it, what to look for when you're making a decision and choosing a health plan. We each have our reasoning behind why we would go a certain way. But again, it's a choice. But I want that choice to come out of being informative. So I want to make sure that you're well informed about the choice that you make, and because you're going to have to live with that choice for a long time. And so make sure that you're well equipped with the information. So before we do it, this show is also sponsored by Clidelia Management Services and Solis. We mentioned Solis Alto Health. So it's a combined effort to bring you this information. Again, as always, you could reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. We're live in studio today. As you know, whenever we're live in studio, we're also live on air. You could find us on WSRF 1580 AM. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. And so subscribe or abonner, as they say it in French, so you could always be able to share the information that we're providing to you. You could always share with a friend or a family member. Especially now, this is the time that you should be well informed about some of the things that's about to happen. So without further ado, let's dive right into the information. Okay. First of all, let's give you a small background about Medicare. Now, a lot of people will ask, how do I get Medicare? Well, in order for you to be eligible to receive Medicare, you have to work a certain amount of years, okay, and paying Social Security income tax or Social Security tax, so that you could acquire 40 quarters. And 40 quarters equals to about 10 years of work. So every quarters, there's a certain amount that's allotted to Social Security, not only for your retirement, but a certain amount for Medicare. If you guys look on your pay stub, those of you, I guess right now most of you receive that information online. So if you go online and look at for those information, you'll find out that there's an area called SSA, and there's a certain amount that's taken out your paycheck every time you receive a paycheck, whether it's biweekly or weekly. So that amount is there. Same thing for Social Security, same thing for Medicare. So that amount is taken from you on a regular basis. Now, so it takes you roughly about 10 years to acquire, to get to the point where as you're eligible to receive for benefits. The great thing about it is that when you reach that point, okay, where you're eligible for Medicare. Now, another eligibility is for Medicare, for example, is 65 for you to apply. You have to apply for it in order to receive it. You may have the quarters and then you don't apply for it. Then if you don't apply for it, they're going to penalize you. And the amount they're going to penalize you for is about 10% of your Social Security check. The amount of Social Security amount that you receive on a monthly basis. So that's why we always emphasize that this is something you must do 3 months ahead. Okay, 3 months before you turn 65, you must apply for, at the very least, a Part A. At the very least, Part A. Now, Part A is that comes out of that contribution that you make every time you get paid. So it covers for your Part A, which is for hospitalization. The Part B, however, for doctors, specialists, and DME and all that great stuff, a lot of that is covered under the Part B, as in boy. Part B, well, Part B is the one that it started. I remember when I first started in this business, it was about 74 and change, and then it may have gone up to 77. And over the years, as they give you what they call a cost of living adjustment, as they make a cost of living adjustment, then that also comes with an increase of Part B premium. So we have seen the premium goes from $70, and now this coming year is going to be $206.50. Now we'll cover different areas, who pays it, who doesn't pay it, and who pays higher. So we'll get into some of that as well. So this coming year, it's going to be $206.50. Now, you also have Part C. Part C is the Medicare Advantage plan. It allows you to join a plan, and that plan will provide you with added benefits and covers hospital, covers doctors, covers a whole lot of other things that we'll get into if times permit us, and so that you're not so much worrying about how you're going to pay for your health care needs, but you're only going to concentrate on getting well if you end up in a hospital, or while you're healthy, concentrate on staying healthy. Now, it's very important for you to do not take that for granted. And what I mean by that is you're already eligible for these benefits. Then you make sure that you follow your doctor's advice. If your you make sure that you every 3 months, whatever your doctor suggests, that you go and see your doctor. If your doctor prescribes your medication, you make sure you take the medication as prescribed. Now, a lot of people, for example, may have high blood pressure, and some of you guys refuse to take the high blood pressure medication, and then you end up getting a stroke. So you want to prevent some of that. So the Part C, which is the Medicare Advantage plan, I encourage you to join a Medicare Advantage plan because it eliminates some of the payments, co-payments, or deductibles, or co-insurance. It'll eliminate some of that for you, whereas you have 0 to maybe $10, $15, or $25, depending on the plan that you have of co-payment. So it covers you on average, for what I'm seeing, for a person that just have Medicare, do not have Medicaid, I'm seeing that across the board right now that it covers you, with all the plans cover you for doctor's visit at 0, specialist is 0, hospitalization is 0, if you are admitted, in certain aspect that if you go to the emergency and they don't admit you, you have a $25 or $50 copay that I'm seeing on an average. There's some that may be higher. Actually, what I'm seeing is a decrease in that price because it used to be $150, and then it went down. So it's going down in terms of hospital emergency visit. That doesn't require that you're being admitted. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Let me hear from you. Let me hear, and if you have any question regarding this, if you have any concerns. For example, how do I apply for these benefits? It's very easy. You call me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. We'll apply for you, and then we'll keep track of the application for you. Okay, so call me 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. We'll help you with all that process and make it stress-free for you. Because we understand that this is a process that, yes, that could be stressful. And, you have to choose a plan. You have to choose a doctor. How do I do that? Especially if you're not yet in the system. So that's why we're here to help you navigate through all this. Anybody that's close to 65 or 65 plus this year or the year coming, you're going to get a book that says Medicare and You 2026. Most likely you're not going to read it because there's so much information in there in a very, not a layman term, but legally term. So in other words, it's drafted by a bunch of lawyers, and it's there to protect Medicare so that they don't get sued. So it's worded properly in a legally fashion so that there's no room for any lawsuit. Let's just put it this way. So they make sure they are covered when in terms of liability. So we talk about the Part C. Then you have the Part D of Medicare. The Part D is for your prescription drugs. So all your prescription drugs falls under the Part D, and when you do have Part D, it comes from the plan. You automatically will have it from the plan. And you could also apply for what we call low-income subsidies. Low-income subsidy is there to pay a portion of your medication for you. Low income subsidy came out of under the Bush, the son. He was trying to do something about Part D payments, and the closest that they would allow him to come is create a low income subsidy program. I do recall when that happened. I remember it was as if we had struck gold, because at the time I was an agent, and we were having a tough time signing people up. And then one day I went into the office and they said, well, low income subsidy. I said, what's that? And it was explained to me, and then I went out, and everyone, I was making application for them so they could be eligible for low income subsidies. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Please call me with your questions. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So, the Part D with low income subsidy, and if you have Medicaid, Medicaid itself covers all your co-payment, co-insurance, and deductible. So in terms, it covers you completely so that you can get your medication without any problem. The same thing with low-income subsidy. Yes, we go for the place to apply for low-income subsidy is in ssa.gov. If you under viewer research bar, you go in there, type for help with prescription drugs from SSA. It would automatically take you there and take you to the application that says PDF. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. I'm going to need you guys to participate with your question today, okay? So I'm waiting to hear from you guys. It's a beautiful weather out, and what else can I tell you? So let's get more into this benefits here. You know, all the plans now coming out with what they call a healthy living allowance. What the healthy living allowance does, let me put on my glasses so that I read this. What it does is pay for healthy groceries, pet service and supply, utility bills and pest control, and transportation. Broward is from this plan. Broward is offering $215 and $225 in Miami-Dade. So we're going to concentrate on Broward because, well, no, we'll compare Broward and Miami-Dade since we're in close proximity. You also have an over-the-counter allowance, which Broward is offering $120, and it's $125 in Dade County. Now, for more information about these plans, you could contact me direct, and I could go in more details with you about it. Then the flex allowance, which pay for additional dental, vision, and hearing services. You know, for me, it's a no-brainer. For those of you who's receiving benefits from if you have Medicare, and I think it would behoove me that you're not in a Medicare Advantage plan nowadays. And you know, all day today I've been talking about PPOs, but let me finish with this, and we'll compare plans. Why you should be on a PPO, why you shouldn't be on a PPO. All right? So we'll talk more about that in a minute. So you got the Flex Allowance Plan. It's offering $66 up to $800 a year in Broward, and for Miami-Dade, $83 up to $1,000 a year. So that's to pay for additional dental and vision and hearing services. You also get member rewards. What I understand about the member rewards, it's compounded. So if you don't use it, you leave it there. You could, at the end of the year, you could use the full amount towards certain things like glasses. 33 for each counties, and the total combined monthly total for both for Broward is $434, and for Dade County is $466. So let's talk a little bit about we're going to do a comparison with PPOs versus a regular plan. Now, the purpose of having a PPO is if you have a residence in, let's say, Broward County, and also you have a residence in upstate New York. So in the summertime, you're upstate New York. In the wintertime, you're down here in South Florida. What it allows you when you're upstate New York, you could see a doctor that's in that area without no problem. It also allows you, when you're in South Florida, to see a doctor in South Florida without no problem. That's an advantage. It also allows you to go to a specialist of your choice without needing permission from the health plan to go see that specialist. But in the same token, remember, there's revenues that's set aside so that you're able to enjoy this type of liberty. Freedom is not free. We won't get into politics now, because when I said that, I'm thinking about, yes, when Haiti was trying to be free, then it was set, a tariff was set on them to punish them so that they could feel the cost of freedom. Until today, we are feeling the cost of freedom. So for Haitian, really, we've paid, or our ancestors have paid for our freedom. That's another show. Sorry for going sideways. So you paid for those benefits in order for you to have them. Now, the question is, do you really need it? No. Not really. If the criteria that I just set aside, in terms of you having a residence in upstate New York, or a residence in South Florida, if you don't fall into that category, listen, you're making a huge mistake. You're making a huge mistake. You basically allow them to use revenues from you that ordinarily that you don't need. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Let me hear from you. So you don't need a PPO. And besides, if you compare the PPO benefits with others, you find out the PPO benefits, you're getting less benefits in terms of you're not getting a flex card, you're not getting any other allowance, because most of that money has gone into the PPO portion of it. So the PPO is not the way to go. Do yourself a favor. There are two things that I don't think for seniors it's not priority for them. What's more priority is looking for a plan that's going to cover you at no cost to you when you go to the doctor, no cost to you when you go to a specialist, for x-rays and labs, no cost. So as long you could achieve that goal, the better you are. It's the same thing for a supplement. The supplement, when you get a supplement, the only person that you are enriching their pocket is the agent. So my best friends are agents. But it's really, yes, it gives you the flexibility. If you upstate, you could go take your supplement, go to any doctor. If you in South Florida, you could go to any doctor with the supplement who takes the supplement. And you don't need no referrals to go see different specialists. As long as they accept the supplement, then you could go and see them. Now, here's the problem with the supplement. I gave you the positive aspect with the supplement. As you get older, let me repeat it. As you get older, the monthly premium increased every year. Not only the monthly premium is increasing, but also the $206.50 that you're paying for Part B premium, you have to pay that as well. So you have a lot of money coming out of your pocket, and I don't care if you're rich or if you're poor. Once you get monies coming out of your pocket, when you could get all these benefits at no cost to you, no monthly premium, then you're going to start feeling it at some point. You're going to start feeling it at some point. So what I suggest you stay away from supplement. And I'm assuming that it's probably a small percentage of the people that's listening to me right now can afford a supplement. So stay away from supplements. Stay away from PPOs. If you don't fall under those categories I gave you about PPO, you have two residents. Yes, it is in your best interest to take a PPO. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Now, let's talk about this year, what's coming up this year. Everyone will receive an increase of cost of living increase. Next month they're going to announce it on I believe it's on the 15th. They will announce it, the official amount that you'll be receiving, the increase that everyone will be receiving, starting January 1st. So everybody will be receiving an increase of 2.7%. And this is the reason that you're receiving an increase is so that you can maintain your purchase power. The dollar value will stay the same for you. Because if you're getting $700 a month from Social Security, and then all of a sudden now, your purchase power has decreased, it's not a good feeling. And you see right now, the tariff that's being placed on certain merchandise, the cost of merchandise going up, your check stays the same, and then what happened? Now you have a shortfall. So your purchase power have diminished, and where the goods that usually purchase they cost much more, or they reduce them in size. Listen, if you let's take we're going to take McDonald's as an example. The Big Mac back in I'm going to date myself now. The Big Mac that you're looking at right now, when the Big Mac first came out back in 1976, 74, 76, it used to cost 95 cents. And it was much bigger. The buns, the patties, you're talking to someone that used to work at McDonald's. It was much bigger. And over the years, what you've seen that the buns has shrunk, the patties has shrunk, and the price of the Big Mac continued to go higher and higher. I think right now the price of a Big Mac is $3 and change, maybe $4. I haven't gone into a McDonald's in years. And you see the apple pies. The apple pies, you could hardly recognize the apple pies. Everything have been reducing and reducing and reducing. Now, if I'm the only one that sees this, or you recognize this, I welcome to hear from you. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So if we comparing the apple pie with the value of the dollar, well, the value of the dollar back then has so much decreased now, and the impact is much more on seniors than anybody else, because the seniors have a fixed income. What I mean by fixed income, that means that whatever they're getting from Social Security, that amount doesn't increase. If they didn't come out with this rule, with this law, and it's based on inflation, the level of inflation, that's what it's based on. Some people say it should be based on the CPI, the cost price index, the CPI. So, but it's based on the level of the inflation, the percentage of the inflation. Right now, inflation is at a 2.7%, and so therefore that they're going to increase your paycheck by 2.7%. Now, a lot of people will call, and I had a call like that, and I think it was on Monday, and had me calculate how much they're going to be received based on how much the percentage of how much they're going to receive based on that percentage of what they're actually receiving right now. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Réveillez! 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Koto ya swap dormi, réveillé, relèm avec quelque chose. So we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. So the cost of living is going to be about 2.7%. And I'll be the first one, hopefully I'll be the first one on October 15 to come on and inform you about it. Everybody that's receiving Social Security benefits, retirement, any type of retirement benefits, survival benefits, spousal benefits, SSI. So SSI probably, it's $954. I don't have my, SSI probably going to get close to $1,000 in 2026. And that's a great thing. SSI going to be close to, about that. And everything else in terms of eligibility for SSI, we mentioned that that's going to go up. The eligibility amount will go up for eligibility for Medicaid, the different level of Medicaid, the different level of Q1 food stamp, and what's going to increase, your paycheck's going to increase, or your Social Security retirement benefits is going to increase. But the flip side of it is that some of you will not be eligible for Medicaid because the percentage of that 2% percentage will put you well outside the limit for you to be eligible for Medicaid. So for some of you, it's time to rejoice, but some of you will not be able to rejoice. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So welcome. I think you guys will definitely, with all the information that I provided to you today, you're definitely going to have a better appreciation. But most importantly, when you sit down with an agent, ask question. Ask question. Here are the following things that you should know. First and foremost is, am I paying anything for when I go to the doctor? Am I paying anything when I go to see a specialist? Am I paying anything when I go to the hospital? These are the medication that I have. And what's going to be my copayment? The great thing is a lot of the hardcore drugs, 2026, will go on the list of medication that Medicare is allowed to negotiate on the price. So, which is very good. I had the list. I don't have that information with me currently. But yeah. So some of those drugs, you'll see a reduction about 70% on them, which allow you to for you to be in a better position to get those drugs. And there's certain drugs that's very much popular nowadays. I'm talking about the insulin. They are on the list, whereas Medicare will negotiate the price on those drugs. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. You know, I could always be reached at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. As I'm saying, I could always be reached at that number, and a voice said to me that, no, when you're on air, you cannot be reached. So when I'm on air, you could reach me at 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. We have just about maybe another 13 minutes. So if you're calling, now is the right time to call. What else have we left behind? So I gave you a little snippet of Solis Health Plan, what they have coming out for 2026. And that's the only one I have. I can't comment on the others, but I know that some others, that what they've done is maintain their benefits the same, that you're not going to see any changes on them. I understand that, and I have not seen it with my own eyes. Maybe, well, let me not comment on something that I have not seen to verify it myself. But there's one plan that their flex card has gone a little bit higher, and there's another one that stays the same. And if we're making comparison between them and this plan I was just quoting you from, it's a difference of $15 between them. So do your homework. Now, for the next 12 minutes, let me talk about this. You know what's important out of everything that I've said here? The most important is that you somewhere where you are comfortable with, where you have a doctor that you could communicate with, where you at a center where as you could get on the phone and call the center and be able to reach someone during office hours. And that you are not calling, when you call, you're not transferring to how do you call them? You're not sending to Columbia for Columbia, someone in Columbia to answer you, and then they transfer it to someone in South Florida, and whoever in South Florida, by the time the translation is all messed up, and then they send you up to Broward. Have you guys ever had that experience? A call center? So you're jumping from one call center to another call center. And finally you reached the party that you wish to talk to. Maybe. Well, we want to let you know that at Alto Health, when you call, you're going to reach the center directly. And if you're watching me live right now, you see the logo, the sign Alto Health right across my chest, and underneath that is my phone number. So I'm always reachable, except for now. So call me now. If you're calling me on the cell right now, I much prefer to hear from you at 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So those are the things that you should consider. The number one thing is that I know a lot of you guys are in centers and places that you're not happy with. Then my question to you, what's taking you so long? Right now is the time for you to make a decision to come to a place where you're happy with, to come to a place where you will get services. You know, we have a wellness program in our center, and throughout the week, there's a lady that came to me and said, Gilbert, you know, when I first came here, my arm, I couldn't lift it up. If you guys are seeing me, I couldn't lift it up above my chest. And now I'm able to lift that arm above my chest. I'm able to bend down more. Because we not only concentrate on you coming to see the doctor, for the doctor to pump you with medication, but we want to make sure that you come and see your doctor, and the doctor refer you to for exercise and the wellness, and for a few months later for us to see a big difference on the way you started and where you are now. That's the type of testimony that I've been getting on a weekly basis. So that should be you. That should be you. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Call me now if you have a question about that. Call me now if you have any question about that. You don't have much time. Call me now. 305-945-1580. So we've been getting this type of testimony throughout the week. I wish I could have them come on the air and tell you about it. I have one lady, I saw her just walking around in the wellness, and I looked at her and said, "Where's your cane?" See, what you guys have to understand is that when you're sitting down somewhere and you're not moving, even for a short period of time, if you sit down, you're not making any movement, your muscles are getting relaxed and tight. So you got to get out. These plans offer you a card, a membership to a gym. Why not utilize it? Pretty soon, I won't have that issue because I will utilize it. Well, then again, I have a gym at my community, and I have not seen that gym in 2 years? Because I'm constantly running in and out. So there are benefits that you have right now. Those of you who is about to reach that stage in your life where you're 65. And those of you who's been there. And another thing, you're going to be receiving a lot of phone calls. Get ready for it. You're going to be receiving a lot of mails. Get ready for it. People may even, for those of you that's about to turn 65, well, let me not do that. Let me not do what I was about to do, what I was about to say. There's a reason why everybody's targeting you. Because you're about to turn 65, you're healthy, and the commission on that is nice. The commission on that is very nice. We won't go in the commission. We won't put our brothers and sisters' business out in the air. Some of them are doing a fantastic job of staying in touch with you throughout the year, making sure you're okay, applying for file for the OTC for you. And if you have an issue with getting an appointment, getting a referral, they're there for you. If they'll file for Medicaid or food stamp for you. Yeah, there are some people that's doing a fantastic job. So we take our hats off to you guys because it's not an easy job. And it allows you to go out and bring those individuals that ordinarily would not make it inside a medical center. 305-945-1580. 305-945-1580. We roughly have about 2 minutes. Thought I would get at least one phone call. So, in summary, because I don't have much time left, they're about to kick me off this hour. In summary, I want you guys to take the live stream, listen to it over again, and take that information, share it, subscribe, and share it with a friend, share it with a family member, because this information is valuable information. And maybe one day you say, wow, where's Gilbert? He used to bring us some great information. And maybe I'll still be around. Well, it was a pleasure being with you guys today. I got to give them time to set up for the second hour. My name is Gilbert Frank, and you could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. I'm going to continue talking until he played the music and kick me off the air. 954-667-4885. That's the number to reach me on a regular basis if you need any help with Medicare, retirement benefits. If you want, I'm drawing a blank. Disability. The disability application, we're getting some great success with them. Come by, and then we'll help you with that. Also, don't forget that at Alto, we help you with becoming a U.S. citizen. Especially now, you're living in a time that it's vitally important for you to be a citizen of the United States so that you're not taken for granted. Again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I worship you. I worship you. You